Today I want to talk about comics. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. It is, after all, a comics channel. In particular, I want to talk about the size of comics. I'm sure the first thing that popped into your head when I said that was, yeah, there's 16, 20, 32, 64, 80, and sometimes 100 pages. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean the actual physical size of a comic. Did you know that Silver Age Marvel comics are often smaller than DC comics of the same year? And generally they're both smaller than Dell. Charlton were sometimes the same size as Marvel and sometimes the same size as DC. It's a story that is as old as comics themselves, but I can't go back that far, only to my first comic, which is from 1938. This needs to be zoomed out. This is Ace Comics number 18 from September of 1938. It measures 7.5 inches wide and 10.25 inches tall and has 64 pages. It's a true Golden Age comic. Next, let's flash forward a few years to June of 1947 and Superman number 46. This measures 7.25 inches wide, 10.25 inches tall, and though 48 pages, ten and 5/16 tall, I'm sorry, and it has 48 pages. Here's an Edgar Rice Burroughs Tarzan. It's number 41 from February of 1953. It's 7.25 inches wide, 10.25 inches tall, and 48 pages. But the cover says 52 pages, and that's because they include the cover as part of the page count. From there, we're going to go to 1958. Battlefront number 41 from July of that year. It's 7 inches wide, 10.125 inches tall, and has 32 pages. It was published by Atlas, who became Marvel Comics. And from that same year, Detective Comics number 258 from August. It's 7 1/16 inches wide, 10.25 inches tall, and has 32 pages also. Going a little further forward in time, August of 1965, Action Comics number 327, 6 and 15/16 inches wide, 10.125 inches tall, and out of focus. And Amazing Spider-Man number 28 from September of that year. It measures 6 3/4 inches wide and 10 3/16 inches tall. A little smaller. Go forward a few more years, and we have Captain Marvel number 16 from September 1969 at 6 3/4 inches wide, 10.25 inches tall, and Challengers of the Unknown 69 from that same month and year, 6 13/16 inches wide and 10.25 inches tall. After that, Marvel and DC became pretty well standardized, and a Bronze Age comic like Justice League of America 173 from December 1979 is 6 5/8 inches by 10.25 inches. Let's flash way forward. We're going to skip the 90s completely and the 80s. We're going to go to 2011. Wonder Woman number 606, This is 6 and 11/16 inches wide and 10 and 3/16 inches tall. I included it because I love the cover. So as you can see, there are different sizes to comics based on the publisher and the year. As well, we're going to focus this so you can see it while I'm talking. As well as the size, it correlates in some degree with the age of the comic, meaning golden age, post-gold, silver, bronze, modern. The comics sizes, to a certain extent, correlate to those ages. I don't think that was done on purpose. It's just kind of the way it is and the way it happened. And of course, there's exceptions to all of that. And I didn't even go into oversized comics, magazines, and treasury editions. I know Spectacular Spider-Man, there was a 2-issue magazine format comic of that. One was in black and white and one was in color, I believe. And they were 2 different sizes. And then, of course, treasury editions. I have some treasury editions that are larger than others. So oversized comics are a whole nother story. And comic magazines, not these, but the actual magazine size comic, all of those are about the same. So I hope you found this a little bit interesting. It's a little bit different than what I normally do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.